Hi, my name is Odemus and I'm the president at Devbridge. Today we're talking about a scalable product lifecycle. What the hell does that mean? The idea behind a scalable product lifecycle is that a business can benefit from having a variable resource that can produce product, meaning that a resource can scale up and scale down based on demand without the risk or cost footprint associated with internal resources. Obviously, that's what we as Devbridge provide. The reason why minimizing this footprint and maximizing the return is important is because you're going to experience a delay to market when you start building an internal team. I'm not saying that building internal teams is bad. Long term, I think that is a very viable output. However, when you have identified a new opportunity in the market, say you need to approach or you need to build for a new product or a new business line, it's probably time sensitive and it probably needs to go to market in a matter of months, not years. If you hire and staff, it's probably going to take you 90 days to hire people and then another 90 days to form, norm, storm, whatever the sequence is. And only after 6 months, you're able to produce the first line of code or the first design for the product that you need to get out to market. On the flip side, if you use Devbridge teams, what we can do is we can staff up a cross-functional team in a matter of weeks. With over 500 employees in our company, we always have teams that open up from previous engagements, and so we can staff it really quickly. Now mind, these teams have worked in the past together. These teams are effective, they know the process, and they don't need to be onboarded. Furthermore, within 30 days, you can get a prototype out the door and actually start collecting data from your customers. Whether internal or external, you can take data and then inform how your product development should happen over time. As you start building an initial version of the product, you still may be premature to double down on the investment. So it may look like a great product, but it's still in early versions. You have only built it for several months. We use what is called a microfunding technique to provide the product team just enough funding to get additional data and additional validation out of the field. Once that validation is collected, we can scale up to multiple teams and accelerate a really mature industry-grade product to market within a year. This is how it would look in practice, right? You would start and you would build a prototype with a single team, scale up to 4 teams to productize the initial version, scale down again to collect data and kind of give the team a breather, and then scale back up again as soon as an additional version is validated, justified, and investment will drive an ROI. As a product is established and as a product goes through a full life cycle, so assume that it becomes a mature product, right? Not just an MVP. There are 2 paths that can branch out from there on. The product can evolve and become evergreen, or the product can become a legacy system. To prevent a product from becoming a legacy system, what you want to do is you want to look at your optimal cost of change. You want to monitor it over time, and what you want to do is to make sure that you're actively estimating and tracking your product and your technical debt as a backlog. So if you have a backlog established and estimated, you can look at it sprint to sprint and you can identify whether you're actively working down the debt that you incurred as you were rushing this product out to market. If you are, and the debt is in check, great, this offer is going to remain evergreen and you're going to be able to respond to market quickly. If it's not, you are on the path to become a legacy system. And we all know how that ends. Once success is demonstrated with a product, once a product is adopted and perhaps is mature in the market, this is the time to take your existing teams and inject them into the process that has been established, into the workflow that has driven the results that you see before you. And this type of adoption, this type of change management and organizational change is much more effective because people want to be successful. People want to use the newest technologies, and it is much easier to do an organizational transformation to a blueprint that's already been established instead of inventing it from scratch. So if you want to learn more, please spend 30 minutes with me to learn more about our capabilities, and I can walk you through in detail around how all of those disciplines are used to develop speed and speed to market and get products out the door much faster. Thank you for listening. Go check us out on Devbridge.com.